なんだよそれは。安っぽいんだよ。薄っぺらいんだよ。見たくないものをベールで覆って隠してるだけなんだよ。窓はほらほらほらほらほら削られて。お前のその薄っぺらな抵抗に比べたら。
Okay. Jesus Christ. The golden windstorm that covered the room gradually began to shave the walls off the column that protected Shannon and George. The bright red ripples frantically drew a resisting pattern, but that just turned into a red wall of despair that began to wrap the two of them up. Not as sorry as I am. What do you expect? That you'd beat her? I still don't know if this is even fucking real. The round wall that had once protected them was assaulted and covered with a curve of bright red ripples as it seemed to scream, and it began to suck the two of them up instead. Sure. Shannon grasped George's hand behind her. So George hugged her shoulders just as strongly. Did he never say that? Usually you're supposed to say that before, you know, you get engaged and all that. Wow. Wow, that's fucked up. Meanwhile, in the parlor, we're just chilling. Genji fucking took a nap. After Genji finished his late meal, he went out to do the nighttime rounds inside the mansion. He'd eaten some reheated soup that Gota had made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. Those were all things Gota had made himself and were, of course, delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rosa and the others what they would do for dinner, but he had been yelled at by a voice telling him that the canned food that they had would be enough, and the door wasn't even open for him. So ironically, the servant Genji was able to eat a more delicious meal. But why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do the rounds all by himself, even though all of the crimes had been committed and many people had already met a brutal end? Judging by his appearances, he carried out his usual task without a trace of fear, as though everything was normal. You might think all of the horrible events that day had been no more than a dream or an illusion. Or maybe he's just come to the reality and be like, you know what, I'm fucking old, I've lived a long life, and this just whatever. Was he taking a philosophical view, or had he just accepted his fate? Genji must have considered it a virtue that when the fate that awaited him was unavoidable, he carried out his duty systematically until the very last moment. The depth of his heart would probably remain hidden for all eternity, unless he spoke of them himself. He had returned his master key to Rosa, so the places he could reach were extremely limited. All he could do was walk around the hallways checking to make sure all the windows were closed. That probably made his rounds go a lot faster than usual. At the sound of a reserved knock, Aunt Rosa, who had been falling into a doze, jumped and woke up, pointing the barrel of the gun at the door as she yelled. was napping on a sofa and that voice also brought me back to reality.
源氏でございます。
何か用なの？扉は開けなくて結構よ。そのままで話して。
はい。それではこのままで失礼させていただきます。南條先生と熊沢の遺体を見つけました。
Thank God.
なんだって。
そう。わかったわ。確認に行き
No,
ましょう。
thank you. I'd rather just stay here. Rosa, can we have a vote here? I vote to stay here. Fuck that noise. Hell no, I don't want to fucking go out there.
死体を見ない限り、私は誰も信じない。
No, thank you.
大丈夫だよ、バトラー。
No, it's not.
マリアといれば絶対に大丈夫。
No, it's not. Maybe my face seemed to be darkened with anxiety. Maria grasped my hand with her small hand and spoke softly, trying to give me courage. Since it was Rosa's job to ready the gun and stand guard, it fell to me to remove the barricade of sofas. When I finished, I took a backward glance at Aunt Rosa, who was pointing the barrel of the gun over my shoulder, and opened the door.
ケンジさん、二人の死体はどこに？
中庭です。ご案内いたします。
バトラ君待って。
Okay.
念のため部屋の戸締まりを確認していくわ。ちょっと待ってね。
Rosa called for me to halt to prevent me from going on ahead and begin to carefully check the locks on each window. But those locks had already been checked once. Can never be too many checked. It felt kind of unpleasant, as though she suspected that I might have secretly unlocked them when she wasn't looking. No, maybe Aunt Rosa was right to be this cautious. Found one window unlocked. That would fucking freak me the hell out. Though it was called a courtyard, it wasn't really a pretty place. You could take a walk in like the Rose Garden. On the contrary, since it was surrounded by the mansion on all sides, it made you feel a little uncomfortable, as though it was telling you that there would be no escape from this mansion, no matter where you tried to run. On the other hand, that meant that even though we could still hear the violent wind, the wind itself was blocked. Genji had held out an umbrella, but Aunt Rosa ignored it. She was probably hinting that the gun took two hands and it would be dangerous if she took the umbrella. We didn't need Genji pointing for us to notice. Right in the center of the courtyard, we could see where Nanjo and Kumasawa lay. Aunt Rosa entered the courtyard without even opening an umbrella. So Genji and I also entered the courtyard without opening one. Only Maria opened hers, of course she did.
これはあれだな。
おお、第7の番と第8の番だね。
Okay.
なるほど。確かに源氏さんたちが言っていたように、二人の首にはひどい傷があるの。すごく鋭利な。まるで日本刀か何かで切ったかのようにすっぱりね。
Those gaping wounds on their necks definitely made me want to avert my eyes. But after seeing that Halloween party in the chapel, even though they looked horrible, they were no longer enough to make me feel sick. More importantly, our gazes fell to their legs. Dr. Nanjo's knee to Kumasawa's ankle. Why is it in this order again? Why are these bodies discovered, quote, out of order, though? That's the problem. That's the one thing why I don't believe this is magic. Is because these things happen out of order. Because these people died well before Shannon, George, and Goto would have. Because I assume they're about to die. Or at least be discovered that they die. Far before then. So why is it that they're prepared afterwards like this? Just like in with Kinzo's body. Because I guarantee you if we look in that incinerator, we'll find him again. And that's why I really want to fucking know. If it's magic, you don't have to kill him out of order. And you don't have to prepare it in this way out of order. There's no need to it. Which is why I believe that it is not magic as well, because it's just odd. There's no reason to it. Driven into each one of them was something like a knife or a stake with a demonic design. They must have been the same as the thing that had been pierced to Jessica's back.
これは何なの？ジェシカちゃんの時と同じね。何かオカルトの儀式のつもりなのかな。
わかりません。彼らの遺体を最後に見た時にはこのようなものはありませんでした。使用人室から運び出された後にやられたのでしょう。
The one stuck into Dr. Nanjo's knee was still standing erect, but the one that had been thrust into Kumasawa's ankle might have been a little shallower. It had come out and fallen over. Yeah, it's your fucking ankle. Unless they go all the way through, it's not that much to go into. So by looking at the one that had fallen over for the first time, I realized that it wasn't a knife, but something like a stake. Its full length was probably about 30 centimeters. It was probably made out of bronze or iron or something of the sort. Even without touching it, I could tell it had some weight to it. It was composed of a grip and a cone-shaped part that it was obviously made to be a piercing weapon. Maybe it was like a miniature version of those lances Western knights used on horseback. The spiral-shaped ditches in it made it look like a small drill. However, the grip had an occult design modeled off of a demon or something. So instead of a weapon used in war, it felt like it was something that used in a ceremony to offer up living sacrifices.
間違いない生贄のつもりなんだ。
Thank you, Detective Battler.
第7の番に膝をえぐりて殺せ。
Rosa, you really need to stop letting your kid read this kind of shit.
第8の番に足をえぐりて殺せ。
待てよ。それじゃ第4、5、6の番が抜けちまう。まさか。
Of course. Why is Genji alone? Something like this has happened. Why aren't George, Goda, and Shannon? Was Genji alone?
どういうこと？ジョージ君たち3人はどこへ行ったの？
夏日奥様のお部屋を探し物に行きたいと言われました。で、まだお戻りになりますか？
なんだってその出かけたってのはいつ頃の話なんだよ。
I don't know, like 4 hours ago.
2、3時間前のことだと思うんです。
No, close enough.
そんななんでそんな大事なことをやっちゃなくてなんで不審に思わなかったんだよ。
I don't know, I was too busy napping.
常に一人使用人は待機していなくてはなりません。彼らが戻るまで待機しているのが私のお務めでした。
Was Genji really this much of a robot? Yes. This is bad. This is really bad. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa were killed like this, which means that 3 people have already been killed. We ran towards Aunt Natsui's room, with a touch of anxiety and just as much resignation. Before we even saw the inside of Natsui's room, we were forced to resign ourselves to a certain fact. On the door was a bizarre scribble. No, filth. Anyway, the room wasn't in an ordinary state, and even without even opening the door, we could imagine what we'd find inside. On the face of the door, how should I say it? Handprints done heavily with the same red paint as the magic circles had before. Had banged on the door and scratched it, dirtied it. It looked like the aftermath of a kindergartner playing in the mud. I didn't know what it could mean. The bright red paint that had been slathered on this was dripping down, and even though no one said it, it made us think of blood. Because it probably is.
Genji-san, 開けてください。
Rosa held up her gun up high and ordered Genji to open the door. Genji approached it without seeming particularly troubled by that stuff on it, and turned the knob. But immediately turned around shaking his head. It was locked. At that moment, there was only one person in this mansion who could lock and unlock doors at will, Aunt Rosa. This time, Genji asked Aunt Rosa to unlock the door instead of the other way around. After frowning slightly for a second, Aunt Rosa handed me a master key and told me to open the door. Thank you.
これで開けてもらえる？
Sure, why not?
そのくらいのことケンジさんを信用しても
Anything for you, Mama Rosa. Aunt Rosa glared at me intensely. Getting into a fight here would only make the mood turn even more sour. Without talking back anymore, I approached that creepy door and tried the knob. It didn't open. Definitely was the resistance of the lock. I stuck the master key into the keyhole. There was a slight resistance. Aunt Rosa told me to be on guard, and I opened the door without really guarding myself in any way. Then there was a scene laid out before us that didn't betray my expectations at all. Yeah, you just open it while standing to the side so you don't have to actually like walk into the room. The inside of the room looked as though a robber had just broken in. Drawers had been flung open, pulled out, and had the contents thrown about all over the place, leaving the room so cluttered you'd never believe it belonged to the methodical Aunt Natsui. But the very first thing that caught our eyes was Goda's corpse laying face down right in front of the door. Right in the center of his chest, almost as though it had been stuck there to finish off a vampire, was one of those demon stakes from before. Exactly how far could it have reached after being stuck in that deeply into his chest? Just imagining it would make anyone's chest hurt. Yep. Maria grabbed my hand. My expression looked just like normal, but maybe she really was afraid of the aura in this room where 3 corpses lay. And among the wall furthest into the room, George lay dead. This time one of the stakes had been rammed right through the center of his stomach. Wasn't gouging the stomach the 6th twilight. Shannon's corpse was face down in front of the dresser, lying in a sea of blood. Had she seen her own face in the end in that horrible broken mirror stained with blood? Because she was lying that way, I couldn't see her face, but I could guess it even without seeing it. Nearby in the sea of blood she lay in, a demon stake had fallen. Only the 4th twilight was left. Gouged the head and killed. Maybe my heart was already totally worn out and dead. Even though I knew it was wrong, I lifted her head and checked. Oh, I definitely would have. And I confirmed that my guess had been right on the mark. Beautiful. There's a gaping hole in Shannon's head, and the insides were dripping out. Oh god. Not only that, but you could see inside her. And after seeing that, I finally realized I was doing something wrong. I immediately averted my eyes, but by now it was probably pointless. Let's go see a couple deaths. Died in Aunt Natsui's room with her forehead pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. At the forehead, gouged the head and killed. She spent her last moments with her beloved. Goda. Died in Aunt Natsui's room with his chest pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. The cook was cooked. Oh my god. Gouged the stomach. It was possible that they would have ended up as the 2nd twilight. Oh no. So this looks like a murder-suicide then. Well, once we get confirmation, I'm saying murder-suicide. Double murder-suicide. Killed Goda first. Then either Shannon would drive the stake into her head or George stabbed himself in the stomach. After they'd screwed up with that door, closed it and then locked it themselves. That's what I'd imagine what's going on right now. Immediate first thoughts. I need the guarantee that they're dead. Rosa got violently mad at me and even tugged at the back of my collar. I tottered limply and fell on my butt, gazing dimly up at the ceiling. But don't worry, we're going to the Golden Land. Fuck off. Yeah, we're all gonna be dead. No, you're all gonna die.
事態を打開しようと散々頭をひねって何も至れなかった。バカの考え休むに似たりってやつだ。そうさ、俺たちは今日一日ずっと憎悪と疑心暗鬼で自分を焼き焦がした。
Still haven't gotten confirmation on George or Goda's death. I'm safe to assume Shannon's dead. Because, you know, the insides of her were falling out of her head. It's a little fucked up.
死んだ人間しか信用できないって言ってわざわざ3人の死に顔をここまで確認に来たんです。こんな俺たちがどうして黄金鏡とやらにたどり着けるっていう。
Butler, shut the fuck up. There is no golden light. That's right, if we couldn't resolve any of our problems anyway, it would have been so much better if we'd locked ourselves up the whole time without thinking at all. Grandfather's the wisest of us. He's been shut up in his room since yesterday without any contact with anyone. That was the right decision. Grandfather was the most correct of us all.
大丈夫だよバトラー。マリアといれば大丈夫。
Fuck off, Maria.
魔女はとても気まぐれで時に面白半分の人間を殺すかもしれない。
And you wanna play a game with her? You fucking dumbass!
でもマリアと一緒にいれば絶対に大丈夫。
That's literally said in every horror thing, and yet the person ends up dying because of it.
だから怯えないで。
ありがとうな。気休めだろ。嬉しいぜ。
After Aunt Rosa finished investigating their corpses, she announced that she'd sealed the room again. Chased the rest of us out, stole back the master key, she lent me and locked the door again. Apparently George had been holding the key to Anantui's room. She also collected that. Wait a sec. She's got all the master keys on her person. If Natsui's own key was locked up inside the room, doesn't that make it another closed room? So what? Is this the fourth closed room? Yeah, it was locked from the inside. Now that the suspicion surrounding those three had been cleared, we returned to the parlor once more. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. If only the dead are innocent and everyone is alive as a wolf, that it leaves only me, Aunt Rosa, Maria, and Genji. And besides us, there's only Grandfather and that 19th person, the guest we've seen no trace of, Beatrice. 13 people have died and 6 are left. How would a wolves and sheep puzzle with only 6 people end? Even though a puzzle that started with 19 people has been reduced to 6, I can't think of an answer. We returned to the parlor. I was a bit worried that while we were gone, a creepy magic circle or something might have been drawn on the parlor door. But thankfully, we didn't find anything like that.
ありがとう、源氏さん。
Thank you.
ここまでで結構よ。あなたも今日は休んでください。
かしこまりました。これで休ませていただきます。
Bye, Genji.
おい、ローザおばさん。この状況下で源氏さんをたった一人で過ごさせるっていうのかよ。
He can close the door to the bedroom and lock it? Himself?
そうね。とても危険なことだと思うわ。でも、ならなぜ彼は無事なの？彼は3人が夏日姉さんの部屋へ向かった後、ずっと一人でいた。なのに無事だった。
She has a point. Why wasn't he killed? He was alone.
狼と羊のパズルよ。
I was waiting for him to die.
最も弱い立場となる孤立した羊が無事な理由は何？
狼がたまたまいなかったんだろ。
Coincidence. Coincidence? That's fucking cute, Battler. That's cute. Coincidence.
違うわ。それが羊じゃなかったからよ。
源氏さんが狼だっていうのか。
I hope not. I like him.
彼は一人で厨房にいたそうだけど、それは証明不能よ。南條先生たちの死体を運んだり、ジョージ君たちを殺したりできたのは彼かベアトリーチェだけなのよ。
待てよ。その論法じゃ誰だって。
バトラ様、お気遣いをありがとうございます。私は信頼を勝ち得るのは常に100のたとえ信頼をいただけなくても、私は最後まで誠実でありたいと思います。
Man, if I had a butler, he'd be my butler. He is the best.
源氏さん
Genshi's the best servant out of everyone. Come on, it's not even a fucking competition.
なら決まりね。あなたが本当に無実なら、それは明日やってくる警察が証明してくれるわ。だから、それまでの間、あなたを疑いから外すわけにはいかない。
It's understandable. I don't think he did kill him. I think that's obvious because he wouldn't have been able to get out of that room. But, yeah. You have to think about it. You have to suspect him. Because he is the only person that could have done it.
長年、後ろ宮家に伝え
If
て
it
くれ
wasn't
たあなた
double
に
murder suicide.
こんな仕打ちをするのは本当に心苦しいんだけれど、今夜は分かってください。そして明日になったらもう一度仲直りさせてください。
Genji gave his head a small shake.
今日も明日も私は後ろ宮家の使用人であり続けます。ご用がありましたらいつでもお申し付けください。それでは失礼させていただきます。
Bye, Genji. After hearing all that, there was nothing left to say. Genji bowed deeply and left the hall. Then we entered the room. Even though Aunt Rosa still held all the master keys herself, she thoroughly checked inside the parlor again. She opened the curtains, checked again to make sure the windows were locked. As I watched, how should I say it? It felt like it didn't really matter anymore. If I said anything careless, it would turn into another fight. For a while, I gazed at her from the corridor. Figured I'd just wait just about long enough and entered the room, parlor behind her. If she doesn't trust anyone but the dead, why doesn't she just go around killing everyone with the gun she's got in her hand? And then in the end, she'll realize that she herself is the wolf. Then she can just blast through the head of the final wolf and shoot close to the curtain on this insane murder drama. Calm down, dude. Jesus. As I thought about that bitterly, I returned to the sofa where I'd been encamped before, rudely resting both my feet on the table. When I tried to do that, I found something there and I stopped moving my feet.
なんだこれ
God damn it. Right there, almost as though it had been addressed to me, was a Western envelope. It was the envelope from before, with the seal of the winged eagle, and it was unopened. Wait. What is this? Who put it in a place like this and when? God damn it, Maria. Until I went with everyone to check the corpses, I was sitting here the whole time, and there wasn't anything there then. And when I returned, it was here.
大丈夫。戸締まりに問題はないわ。この部屋は安全よ。
Is it though? I heard Rosa muttering that. Wait. We made sure this room was safe when we left it. We checked that the windows were all perfectly locked. Then we locked it up, came back, and the windows were still locked. Then wait, who put the letter here and how? I opened the letter. 2 pieces of stationery came out. The first page had a magic circle drawn on it with something like blood. And if I asked Maria, she'd probably know what it meant. And there was writing on the other page. Have you made progress in solving the epitaph? In just a short while, your time will be up in a flash. The 9th twilight will begin quite soon. There was no mistake. It was a letter from Beatrice.
バトラー、それは
ああ今ここに来たら置いてあった。
どうしたのマリア。バトラ君、その手紙は。
いやここに置いてあったんだ。どうしてだよ。この部屋はちゃんと戸締まりをしていたのに。どうしてだよ。どうして。
マリア、いらっしゃい。
Oh god, no, Rosa, please. Please, Rosa. Actually, no, it's not. If I was still like there and I noticed, I would have looked around first on that table and I'd be like, Rosa, you may want to see this before you finish checking everything. Rosa closed her eyes just a little and after thinking silently for a moment, told Maria to come. Maria obeyed her mother's words. As she did, something unbelievable happened. Not surprising. I mean, who else would have put the letter there? It's impossible. And Aunt Rosa pointed the barrel of the gun at me.
バトラ君、あなたを狼だと断定するわ。
That is unfortunate.